Imagine you're watching a championship game. The clock ticks down, a player takes the final shot, and buzzer sounds. They win. But wait, what if that winning team broke several major rules along the way? Do we judge a team solely by the final score, or by whether they actually played by the rulebook? That tension right there is one of the oldest debates in philosophy. When it comes to deciding what makes an action right or wrong, most of us fall into one of two camps. You either have a scoreboard mentality or a rulebook mentality. The ultimate scoreboard approach is a philosophy known as consequentialism. If you're a consequentialist, you believe an action is morally right only if it produces a good outcome. The result is literally the only thing that matters. This slide shows several flavors of this scoreboard view, depending on who gets that good outcome. Egoism says maximize the good for yourself, while altruism says maximize the good for others. But one theory specifically focuses on the biggest possible score. Today, we're going to put that most famous scoreboard theory up against the strictest rulebook theory out there to see which one is actually a fairer way to live your life. This graphic illustrates utilitarianism. It's the belief that the right action produces the most happiness for the most people. For a utilitarian, human happiness is the only metric. If your action bumps up total joy, it's good. Let's test this in the real world. Imagine you walk into class and the teacher announces they are canceling a massive, heavily weighted pop quiz. There is exactly one student who stayed up all night studying, and they are furious. But the other 29 students in the room are absolutely thrilled. According to the strict math of the utilitarian scoreboard, the teacher did the right thing. The combined relief and happiness heavily outweighs the frustration of that single studious kid. That works fine for a pop quiz. But let's look at what happens when the stakes are life and death. Imagine a surgeon has 5 patients, and all 5 are dying because they desperately need different organ transplants. Then, a healthy person walks in for a checkup. The surgeon realizes this person has the exact blood type needed by all 5 dying patients. If we look strictly at the utilitarian math, saving 5 lives creates far more total happiness and value for society than preserving just 1 life. So, does that mean it is morally right for the surgeon to kill the healthy patient to harvest their organs and save the other 5? This slide highlights exactly why that thought experiment feels so horrifying. Utilitarianism has a massive blind spot. By focusing entirely on maximizing the overall score, it completely ignores individual personal rights and justice. This is exactly where the rulebook mentality steps in. Kantian ethics is a philosophical system designed specifically to protect individuals from being sacrificed for the greater good. This slide outlines Kant's framework, the categorical imperative. Think of it as the ultimate moral rulebook. Rule 1 is universal law. Ask yourself, would it be okay if everyone in the world did this exact thing? Let's apply that to our surgeon. If every doctor started killing healthy people for spare parts, nobody would ever go to a hospital again, and the entire medical system would collapse. Because the action fails that universal test, it is morally wrong. Rule number 2 states that you can never use a human being simply as a tool to get what you want. People are ends in themselves, not just means to an end. By harvesting the healthy patient, the surgeon would be treating them merely as a parts factory. That violates their inherent human dignity, so the surgeon must not kill them, regardless of the final score. This slide points out the major criticism of Kantian ethics. While the rulebook saves our healthy patient, it is terrifyingly strict and ignores the real-world consequences of following those rules. Kant was so rigid about universal rules that he famously argued you shouldn't even lie to a murderer who knocks on your door asking where your friend is hiding. Let's bring that tension back down to earth. A friend comes up to you after giving a genuinely terrible class presentation and asks, "How did I do?" If you look at the utilitarian scoreboard, you should probably lie. Telling them they did great maximizes their immediate happiness and avoids unnecessary emotional pain. But if you consult the Kantian rulebook, you must tell the truth. If everyone lied just to spare feelings, the entire concept of asking for feedback would become completely useless. focusing strictly on the scoreboard can sometimes justify horrors in the name of the greater good. But following the Wii book without any flexibility can cause a lot of unnecessary pain. Now you have two powerful philosophical lenses to view the world through. So are you naturally a utilitarian, playing for the highest score, or a Kantian, sticking strictly to the rules? Let us know in the comments below.